Dead meme.
Hey guys, back with some more Final Fantasy XIV. We're gonna water our little sprouts with knowledge so that they grow up to be big and strong. So what I would like to do is cover the use of the market board and how you can potentially get involved in the earlier levels using the retainers and how to actually operate it so that you can turn a profit. So to get started, we are going to need to complete this quest, the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. This is a main scenario quest. Basically, as long as you're following the meteorite, when you click up here, it'll activate your quest log for MSQ, or main story, as we like to call it. That will show you where you need to go, what you need to do, all of the objectives are there. So we're going to assume that you've hit that part in the storyline. So we're going to move to the market board. I'm going to show you the retainers, the interface, how to use some of it, and how to make sure you're not getting ripped off. So back shortly. Alright, so I've opened up the map, I've made it a bit bigger. This symbol is the one you're looking for, the summoning bell. With this summoning bell is how you're going to access your retainers. We'll get a little bit into how to summon a retainer and how to create a job for them a little bit later in the video. But so this is the icon we're looking for. We're going to run over there and we're going to begin using the interface. So you can right click on it. I only have 2 retainers because I'm cheap. So when we summon the retainer, we have a whole bunch of options available to us. Like we can give them items, we can take the money they're holding, we can give them items to sell in the market from our inventory, which is this one, sell your items from your inventory, sell your retainers items. You can look at your sales history. Much of the rest of this stuff is not as interesting or useful at this point, but we'll cover ventures in a little bit. So we're going to go sell my items on the market board, so what's in my inventory. So this is what I've got up there right now, and I want to sell these mithrite nuggets. So this is something I'm making with a crafter. Right click, go put up for sale. This window will pop up. It'll give you a 100% terrible price. Do not put it up for that amount. So click this button, it'll compare the prices. So we could see a mithrite nugget that is of normal quality value. People are putting them up for 900. There are 5 of them. So what can I do, having a high quality mithrite nugget? I can compete with this guy's price, but he's only got 1. So I could probably go to this guy's price, or at least really close. So put in the desired price, the quantity, confirm. And that, when I close all of these windows, my NPC will begin to list it on the market board, and I will show you that in just a moment. Alright, so now we're going to access the market system throughout the game. You'll see these market boards throughout the world. They have an icon on the map which is easy to spot. So you just right click on it. I highly recommend turning on partial match, because then you can have, if you don't know exactly how the thing is spelt, you can put in the parts that you do know. So let's look at my mithrite nuggets. There we go. And there's my Q's helper. Is selling 39 mithrite nuggets. And yes, I undercut it because I'm a jerk. But here is my other one. I slightly undercutted this guy as well. So I have 12 high quality mithrite nuggets up, and this is the price you would pay. So while we're looking at it, we'll just take a quick look here. So if you click on one, it'll ask you, will you like to purchase 5 mithrite nuggets? This is the cost. This is what the tax, all of that will be charged to your guild on the bottom right there, and it'll appear in your inventory. What you can also do, with a bit, this is a bit off topic, but you can search up materias. You can acquire this from your equipment, and you could sell this in the auction house the same way. As you could see, this low-level Savage Aim materia, this is worth doing. Like, this is worth extracting from your gear. We're going to quickly look at how that's done as well. Okay, I was searching through all of my equipment. I was hoping that I would have a piece of equipment that had materia to extract, but unfortunately I don't. But I believe I can explain it to you to a satisfactory level. So if we hold our cursor over our pieces of gear, you can get all of their stats. The 2 bars building up next to its little portrait there, The one on the right is its durability remaining. Of course, the more damage something is, the more it costs to repair, and eventually it will stop functioning until it's repaired once damaged or destroyed. The bar on the left is your spirit gauge, or the spirit bind with the weapon or pieces of equipment. This will build up as you gain experience. And when it's filled up, the block that it sits in your inventory window down here will turn white. Or if you have any in your bags down here, these blue spots, they'll turn white. So we're going to imagine that this one's ready to go. You would just right click on it and say extract materia, and this will reduce the level of spirit bond with the piece of equipment to 1, and it'll give you a piece of materia, which can be sold in the market board or of course socketed into equipment. But as you can see, that is a totally different window, and it's something I don't want to cover here today. So I'm going to call up my retainer. I would cover unlocking them, but it's been covered so heavily on YouTube already that I figured that this is going to be more beneficial to you. If enough people ask for it, I will do the side quest that shows you how to unlock them and to perform the various side quests to teach them to do a job. So I'm assuming that you could follow along in the main storyline and the side quests that are unlocked with the blue plus sign quests. So here's my retainer. You'll have to assign them a job, so you can reset the retainer's class in my case, but I do not wish to do that. But this is where you will set up your retainer's job. Now there's a catch to this. Retainers cannot be disciples of the hand, so those are those individuals who craft things or produce items. But these retainers can be taught to be any combat job, so you can send them out on hunts and they'll collect things for you, or you can create harvesters like fisherman, miner, and whatnot. So this is my mining retainer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a venture. Now the trick with these ventures is they can only mine things that you have gathered on your own. So as you can see, I've gathered everything in the first list. Wind shards is what you'll probably end up harvesting in your first little bit while your retainer gains some levels. The retainer will also be capped at your job's max level. So if you have a level 88 botanist, that's as high as this character can go. So I'm going to show you, I am currently looking for mithrite sand. And I'm going to spend a venture. So this is what I'm expected to get, how many I currently have, what's the cost to go, the gathering required to do the job. So I'm going to assign her to that task. All right, now we'll move to the next part. So we're at the Immortal Flames HQ in Ul'dah. This is where one of the Grand Companies are located. The Grand Companies are unlocked through the main storyline quest, the one we talked about earlier. So why we've come here, I spent a venture token in order to pay my retainer to go and do the venture for me, or to mine without me being there to do it. If you hold down Control and push C, you can get the various currencies throughout the game, but this is the one that we're interested in. I've got 37 of these, so I'm going to show you how I've gotten so many. If you visit the Flame Quartermaster, or the Quartermaster equivalent of whatever Grand Company you're in the lowest ranks, if you select the first material tab, you could buy these ventures or the tickets that you get from your Grand Company. So now we're going to look at those. So company seals. Each company has their own seal for basically doing fates, for doing the duty finder. There's a whole bunch of different ways. As you unlock more ranks, which is something we're not going to cover now, there are a lot more ways to get these. My maximum is pretty big because I have been promoted throughout the free company, or within the Grand Company. So let's open up the duty finder. If we go to the roulettes, I'm going to have to swap to a fighting job. Let's go with Sage. So if we go to the roulettes and we do leveling, that's a good one. So if I were to run this dungeon, I would gain these seals for completing it. And of course there's Guild Heists will also provide them, and there's a few others, but for the most part, this is a easy place to get access to free company seals along with the challenge log under Grand Company. If you perform these missions, which are something I'll talk about later because they deserve their own video, you can also get company seals. So we're back at the market board. There's one thing that I would like to cover, something that you can basically make money off of no matter what. It's a very easy to do. So we're going to open up the crafting window for basically the job I've got here. This is the requirements in order to craft whatever thing I decide to click on. Wind shards are the crystals, which can be mined from the various mining nodes or botany nodes throughout the world. You can get them at very low levels. You can train your retainer to do these, and they'll basically bring them in for you. Now, the reason why these crystals are important is because every crafter requires them. So you're kind of almost like, think of it as like you're supplying the license to craft the item. So in order for me to craft this fluorite, I'm not only going to need the raw fluorite, I'm going to require these crystals. You can get these at level 1 with a level 1 retainer with no real equipment on them. So we're going to quickly show you under shards. So yeah, it's not amazing. You're going to get 65 for one. You're going to sell 100 of them, get 6,000. So this is what you can do to level up your retainer, to gain it some experience so it can actually start harvesting valuable items. Of course, there's also the hunt method. You can train a retainer to be a combat job and do some hunting. So I'm going to show you an example of something that typically sells very well on our server. Anything Aldgoat or Aldegoat, we'll put it up for sale. So these skins are going for $750 a piece. Like that, it comes from a level 16 enemy. So it depends on the method you want to go with. So those aren't worth so much, and the horns typically get you a decent amount. Yeah, so these are all good methods for some early game money. You could do this at level 17 if you've kept up with the main story. Before I let you go, I want to show you how to sell the crystals that I just told you about. So we're going to sell your items on the market. You're going to cycle through to this button. These are your shards. So you can right click on them, put them up for sale, just like the others. These crystals are going for 60 a piece. I would like to keep some, so we'll throw up 99. And there you go. And to get back to your inventory, just click on any one of these buttons. Are you a male character on the internet? And has this ever happened to you? Oh wow, what a loser, playing a dude on the internet. Oh my god. Introducing Fantasia. It's the one and only cure for being uncool on the internet. One drink of this elixir and a brief nap, and you too could be cured of this terrible ailment. Warning, side effects may include catgirlism. And remember, with the help of Fantasia, you too, a man on the internet, could become the cat girl of your dreams. In association with the Mog Store and Catgirl Supremacy. With your like and subscription today, we could help male characters like this one who are clearly struggling with the illness, attempting to cover up the symptoms of their disease. So please be generous.